Hello, Dive Bar Comedy listeners. I'm Wild Joe. I am here with your man GT,
Hey, what's up, guys?
and we are very excited to have you back listening to the show. Please subscribe on iTunes or wherever you are listening and check us out, divebarcomedy.com. Today we have a special episode. We are talking to a few friends about internet marketing. So I'm sure a lot of you have businesses or personal things that you're trying to market on the internet. We're getting into just a discussion of some of the how-tos and best places to promote yourself and promote your business. So with that being said, we also have, for LA people, we also have some awesome shows coming up later this month.
Yeah, January 24th at the Liquid Zoo, 8 p.m. sharp. Be there. We're gonna have the show. Some band's gonna be performing. The modules they're gonna be opening up, and then the show will start at 9. But modules will get on stage at 8. We have the podcast. We will be recording the podcast around 7:30. So it's gonna be fun and entertaining. So you should show up.
Cool. And GT, that's not our only show, right? That's on a Thursday. And then what about the next week? We have another show on that Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, January 30th, we have a show at Universal Bar and Grill. Starts 8 p.m. Once again, the show is going to be exciting because we're going to have the modules opening up the show. It's a 80s rock band kind of a deal, but they're a bunch of young kids. And then after that, we're going to have the comedy show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, so check it out. It's only $10 for anybody who is in the LA area. So hope to see you there. Come up to us, say hi, and tell us that you have heard us on the Dive Bar Comedy podcast because we love meeting our listeners.
Hey guys, you need flooring because your floors got messed up during their last party. You need flooring because your dog urinated all over the place and it's all brown and stained and it's buckling and it's warping because of your dog. You were out doing comedy. No one was home. Well, log on to selectflooring.biz. Selectflooring.biz. B-I-Z. And hit them up. Call them up. Say, hey, what your situation is.
Hello and welcome to the Dive Bar Comedy podcast. I'm Wild Joe. I am here with
G to the mother effing T, formerly known as GT.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about internet marketing. We have a couple of friends with us who have done some marketing online for their businesses. I have Anthony.
Hey, how's it going today?
And Forrest.
Hi, I'm Forrest.
And we've all done different types of marketing online from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google AdWords, and just want to talk a little bit about the different formats of how you can advertise and gain followers and customers online and which one is the most successful. So what about you, GT? What have you tried to use to market online?
I've tried Facebook. I've tried Google. I've tried hiring outside people to promote my YouTube videos. And I've hired real promo people to promote on SoundCloud and all that stuff. Yelp as well. Yelp. Yelp is they charge you $350 a month, and then you keep paying $350 a month, even though if you don't get no results, you're in a contract. You can't get out of that contract.
Anthony, have you used Yelp?
Okay, if we're gonna be brutally honest right now, I owe Yelp $800, and I'm not gonna pay them. And so I'm gonna let it go to collections, and I'm gonna settle with them.
So what is it about Yelp that made you decide not to pay them, Anthony?
So I saw results from Yelp right away. I saw customers message me off the paid advertising, and it has led into other jobs. So just to let you guys know, I'm a contractor, and I sell and install interior blinds, shades, and shutters. So a lot of times I actually do the selling and I do the installing of the blinds. So when I go to a customer's house and I sell the blinds, I know where I can ask them, hey, where did you find me? Did you find me off of Facebook? Were you referred? And so I've had customers that say, hey, we got you off of Yelp. Or obviously I'll know if they got me off of Yelp because they'll message me directly off of Yelp. But after like 3 to 4 months into it, and I talk to other small business owners that sell and install blinds as well, and they say, hey, yeah, we use Yelp, but mostly with our good reviews and the natural organic viewers looking on Yelp, we tend to see that they are clicking us more off of our natural ad instead of our paid ad. So I keep that in mind, and 2 months go by, and I'm getting charged $400 a month, $400 a month the next month, and then and then I'm like, okay, well, I got two hit. I'm like, man, this is just too much, and yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pay for any Yelp ads, but they do call a lot. Like when you just if you have a business and post it on Yelp, they start calling you all the time and trying to get you to advertise. And I noticed though I had several customers leave me reviews, and they all got put in this category. I don't know if you guys know of this category that says not recommended reviews or something like that. It's at the bottom, and they don't show up on your average. And it's like it's a fake review. It's like they believe that it's somebody fake leaving you a review. And actually, the only one review that got through and is actually on my Yelp page was from a friend, and that is like the only fake review that I had, kind of ironically. I know, GT, you had a cousin that used Yelp for some things and had a bad experience.
Yeah, he was only paying $400 a month, and his business started booming. He was getting a lot of reviews, and after a while, when he started getting a lot of reviews, they brought it up to $8,000 a month. Like, no, plus $5,000 a month, something like that. And when he decided not to pay the $5,000 a month, they said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to cut down, we could delete a lot of your reviews. The reviews got deleted, so, and his business started slowing down. So, if you don't pay, if they see you getting a lot of business, they'll bring up your payments. Like every month, you'll go up to $5,000. See, if you're getting a lot of reviews, your bill's going to go up.
Yeah, and I think he mentioned those reviews got put in that category. That category is like not recommended, or like as if they're fake reviews. And me, just as a customer, when I go to pick a restaurant, I was using Yelp all the time, thinking, oh, whoever has the most stars is the best. This is like honest and fair, representation of people that have gone there and given their reviews. But now I know it's rigged. Whoever pays the most gets to have the most positive reviews stay on their page, and then other people has their reviews disappeared because they're not, keeping. It's like the mafia. The mob keeps coming to you and asking for more and more money,
Trump. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I think a lot of that is true, and but I think there's a lot of marketing that goes around where we don't just have to depend on Yelp. And even if something bad forbid to happen, where I had a couple customers in a row to leave me bad Yelp reviews, I'm pretty confident in my business and my other marketing strategies that I will proceed and keep going.
What are your favorite marketing strategies?
I would have to say Google. I feel like it's the biggest, the most original. It's what everybody uses. It's the standard. So if I were to think, hey, my tire blown out, I need to get on my phone and Google where a tire shop is, then why would I not want to Google my business?
So, GT, where did you have more luck with Yelp ads or Google ads or Craigslist ads, or what about for stuff that you've tried to sell online?
Quite honestly, I would say I've been working Craigslist since the day it started, back 2006. I've been working Craigslist, and I've been working Craigslist nationally, and Craigslist has been working well for me. And but using Craigslist and paying the $3 to post an ad, it pays off. just doing free ads doesn't really. I guess Craigslist is not as popular as it used to be. But if you pay your $3 and you want to promote it nationally, it's a great idea, and that's one of the ways.
What do you mean $3?
$3 just to post a business ad, and also I also advertise on Google, but I hire people to advertise on Google.
So it's $3 per city, per ad, per month, right?
Exactly. Every 30 days, I pay $3. I hope it doesn't go up.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. But you're right. Craigslist, it was like hot maybe 10 years ago, and I don't hear about many people using it as much anymore. Yeah, so you use Google AdWords then, and what about, do you ever look at like the trend lines? They have Google Trends, things like that.
So personally, I'm not too familiar with the Google Trends, but I do know that Google AdWords has been pretty successful for me this year. My business has tripled. I found a specialty advertiser that advertises just directly with blinds, and yeah, it's been pretty awesome. I just have recognized that I probably won't sell where he's selling because he won't help me there.
So I've placed a lot of Facebook ads like for people to come to shows and that kind of thing. Also, I know GT, you've just written to people on Facebook, like people you don't know on Facebook, or even doing an invite page and inviting my own friends. And it hasn't been all that successful. I feel like every time I spend money on Facebook, nothing happens. What do you think, GT?
Yeah, a lot of those inviting people gets annoying. A lot of people don't want to be invited, especially to your comedy show every month. And I think this is the best way to get people to your comedy show is to tell the comedians who are on your show to bring at least one person. I mean, you should be able to get a comedian at least who has at least one person, neighbor, mother, anybody. Get one person to the show. I mean, it's not too hard. I mean, you could be a loner, you still would have one person, at least one friend, a roommate, to come out to your show. That's the best way to promote. Otherwise, all these comedians, they can't always bring people to their shows. I mean, it gets really hard. Comedians do shows all the time. There's a lot of bringer shows out there. GT's Comedy Jam. I just tell comedians you gotta bring just one person. If you can't bring one person to the show, I mean, I know it's really tough, but one person? You can't even do one person? I mean, you're getting on a flyer, bro. Come on, girl, you're getting on a flyer. It's how many shows makes flyers for you with your name, picture on it? This ain't no freaking open mic. It's a real booked show.
So I would, as a follower of GT on Facebook and seeing how consistent he is with promoting his shows, keeps me in tune. So I know as an organic post of GT just posting that week in and week out, when I do see him once every 6 months, I know that GT is still pumping out shows. So I can say that works because as a natural viewer, I see GT and every time I see you, Joanna, I'm like, oh my God, I need to get over. Now I'm getting so pumped up. I'm like, hey, GT, put me on stage, dude. Get me on the flyer. Do what I got to do, But, reality is, I'm not there yet, but,
Yeah, I post on Facebook. I always post the flyers, but I think inviting people with the invite puts it on their calendar, and sometimes your iPhone, or I don't know about Androids, it actually syncs with your calendar, so it shows up on their calendar. They get reminded, they get notified if there's a change to the event, and they actually get Facebook notifications for it, versus if you just put it on your page, it doesn't go to the people as much. So I think you get up to 500 people to invite. I think clicking on their names helps, but I've been lazy. Honestly, I've been lazy about doing that. Even posting it on Twitter or Instagram, sometimes I get lazy and don't post it on Twitter or Instagram because I feel like, oh, everybody's on Facebook, but really they're not. I mean, there's a lot of people that are not on Facebook at all that are just on Instagram or, something like that.
So I can speak for myself personally. This year, I've had my painting contracting and my blinds contracting triple all the way around. And I want to say that it's not just off of Google advertising. It's off of my personal networking and being diversified of the way I network. And I want to say that yes, the SEO and the Google marketing is a huge part of it because stuff piggybacks off of everything. But I know that I've gotten plenty of free hits off of direct messages of me being consistent of promoting my blinds, showing my personal life. But then right after promoting my blinds,
LA residents, are you tired of slippery floors? Are you afraid you might slip on your tile? Well, check out tightgripla.com. It's a local business coming out, surveying your floors, and treating it with a non-slip solution, a semi-permanent non-slip solution that will keep your floors safe, whether in the rain outdoors or indoors in the kitchen or bathroom areas that sometimes get wet and very slippery. So if you want safer floors and to not get injured while you're just walking around, check out tightgripla.com. All right, we are here with Forrest, who is a teenager trying to make it on Instagram and increase his following. He now has about 1,000 followers, but he's hoping to become an influencer and get more and more followers. What methods have you been using, Forrest? How's it been working out?
Hi, I'm Forrest. I'm 16. Yeah. Some things on Instagram that I do is well, for me, it's all about like the way that your Instagram looks. When it comes to ratios, for example, for mine, I only follow about 100 people, but I have around 1,000 and continuing to grow. But with that, it's when people see your profiles and they see something like that, they think of something as more of it being a big deal, because when you have all these followers, that means people they like you and they're coming back to you, and that you're following only like certain people.
Did you originally follow those people that are following you and then you just deleted them later?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so basically my story with my upcoming kind of Instagram fame is that originally I was at 500, 600 followers, and I was basically following the same amount. And a picture of mine that a artist really liked posted on his account, and I was tagged in it. And I was able to gain a lot of followers. And what I noticed was that I had around like 1,000 followers, but I was following 600. And so what I thought of is that I'm going to unfollow all of the irrelevant, or maybe like follow friends and whatnot, follow some famous people, and get rid of the people that like I don't talk to, or just people that you don't want on there. And so now I know that if I follow someone big and they look at my profile and they see that I have that kind of structure to my thing, to my Instagram, then they're going to be like, oh, I might as well follow him back too because it looks good.
Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of people on Instagram, they follow you or they like a few pictures of yours, random pictures. It's never like the most recent picture. They follow and like some random pictures, and then if you follow them, then they unfollow you right away. And you can tell it's probably a robot or some type of fake following system that they have just to increase their numbers. They're like, it's kind of rude. People actually take it personally and get insulted by people that follow and then unfollow them.
Yeah, this is a really like basic kind of thing that people do to try to gain. Usually people will go to some random Instagram page where there's a lot of followers, follow a bunch of random people, and then once they get a certain of people to follow back, they unfollow them directly after, or try to like a certain amount of pictures, try to get like backs or follow, just that kind of same thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people even have that hashtag like for like or follow for follow.
so I feel like if you look at the standpoint of somebody who's established like GT, where you have an establishment and a location and something that's been around for a long time, you can build followers like that. And then what happens, you are allowed to respectfully drop the followers that aren't, promoting you, aren't, so there is a way of going about that. But I think people have kind of taken it to an extreme level to gain publicity or followers.
The best way I've created fans throughout the years, I've been doing music, I've been doing comedy. When I started getting interviewed on the radio, I was on PK's Radio Morning Playhouse out of Portland, their syndicated morning show, and the Frank Show out of Tucson, Arizona. every time I visited the radio station or every time I called in the radio station, uh, I right away got 6,000 views on YouTube, and I right away got 30, 40 comments. Now I knew those were real because they were commenting about me. They were liking it. Some were disliking it. Some were hating. Some were having fun. Some were like real fans. So most of them were real fans. Radio is for me. That's what works for me. Everything else, I think, is just like it was. Everything else is just. I feel like it's just a waste of time. When I used to be on PK's Radio Morning Playhouse and the Frank Show or some other morning shows, that's what really blew me up. That's what when I did shows, fans showed up when the radio station announced my shows. When I was out there on the road, a few places, the radio station would promote it. People would show up, and I would see results. I did autograph signings. People stood in line just to get my autograph because the radio station promoted it, and I saw results as far as radio goes. And just now when I just pay for for ads or pay for just to get my views, I feel like it's just a robot. I feel like I'm getting views of, feel like they're robotic. I'm getting thousands of views, but I feel like it's the robot doing it. That's what I feel like it's happening.
Well, it's true. There's a lot of these software programs that they basically have fake views that increase your numbers. And what I've heard from some people is it's good to have, 10,000 views, even if they're fake initially, because when people see your video, they say, oh, this video is hot, and then after that you can build more of an organic following because it already looks like you've got some people interested. But yeah, I've never actually done that myself because I don't really want those fake numbers. I want real people. I want to know who really is watching my videos. And so if I have 1,000 or 2,000 views on something, I'm like, okay, that was 1,000 or 2,000 people that watched my video. It's not just like some robot clicking away. I did way back in the MySpace days. I did use some kind of robot software thing, and it really worked. I mean, as far as numbers, like I jumped in the top 10 of Los Angeles like right away. But then I did have like some celebrity. I had Stephen Marley, one of the Marley brothers, reach out to me on my MySpace page and said he liked my music. They were in town doing a show and invited me to come meet them, and we started writing a song together and stuff like that. So it did at least look like I had something going on. So sometimes it might be good to have these fake views, but it's always, of course, better to have real views. So, I mean, if you have a small budget, you're a small business or you're trying to be an influencer or an artist, and you have, say, $100 a month or something, where would you guys say is the best place to spend that money in terms of internet marketing?
So with me being in the blinds niche, there's a couple of different ways I have to make sure that I get my money back at least. And I know with the 4 years of advertising, I put money into a website. Just because you have a website doesn't mean you're going to get traffic. So I had to learn how to get traffic to my website. And then from the traffic, and even then I was still paying companies to pay per lead. And then I still got only my money back plus 1,000. So I think in my way, what I would do is if I were into comedy and I am a seeker into go to see shows. So you have to think of, hey, I want to go see a comedy show. So how am I going to find where shows? So you have to think of the user. So I'm going to promote it organically and make sure that people that come to my show give me reviews. Not only is that going to give me reviews, but it's going to pump me up organically. And then reviews and referrals, so it's all just a piggyback off of one another. And then also you go to the Instagram game and you can say, I'm a audience goer to GT's comedy club, and I tag GT. Well, GT puts it on his page, and then you just hit 700 people off of one tag. So there's just so many different ways of internet advertising or free advertising of just saying consistent in the game, and being a little diversified and willing to adjust,
Yeah, and I think you hit it also, and Forrest hit it when he said if somebody who already has a lot of followers and has like a real audience reposts something of yours, or in GT's case, like a radio show, which that's not online marketing, but they hit a lot of listeners. If somebody like that promotes you, then you get a huge bump all of a sudden. So that's probably one of the best ways to get noticed is when somebody bigger than you notices you and promotes you.
Yeah, I think the only way I got on the radio is to make a list of radio stations, call up program directors, and tell them you're a comedian or the morning show program director. Get a hold of them and tell you're a comedian. You want to get interviewed. Small towns will be more open. Small towns, because the P1 stations, which are major market radio stations, every minute counts. Every minute means advertising money. So they're afraid to put unknown people. So you might have to settle with P3 stations, like small market radio stations. You can call up small market radio stations, the program directors, the morning show program director. Oh, just call up the music director or program director, one of them too, and tell them, email them your comedy or your song, and tell them you want to be on the morning show. You want to get on the morning show, and you can go from there. Just constantly, you got to be constantly at it. You have to constantly call up. There's different formats. There's hip hop formats. There's modern rock, AAA, which adult contemporary. You could even call public radio stations. They're more open public radio stations. They're not as corporate. So corporate radio stations don't really like to deal with anyone who's unknown. So you can call up community radio stations and which are public radio stations, and go from there. Even college radio stations. There may a lot of big college radio stations out there in Pennsylvania, New York, up and down the East Coast. That have huge influence. You can call up the college radio stations, and they'll probably be more open to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of advice is especially good for musicians, obviously. But for anybody else that wants to advertise on the internet, a quick vote. If you had $100 a month to spend on Facebook, Google, YouTube, Yelp, Instagram, where would you spend it?
YouTube.
I would have to see what niche, so $100 to Google.
I would go with Google Ads and pay him like $5 a day and get some views. Those are real views.
All right. Well, I think I second YouTube because YouTube, they're seeing your video, they're seeing more of what you have to offer.
Google owns YouTube.
And yeah, Facebook owns Instagram, right? So they're all related.
So point is, you need to be diversified. GT, I've talked to him many times. He's a diversified business owner. You know what I mean? You have to be able to have pipelines in each. YouTube, Google. It would be amazing to have 50,000 videos on every single comedian that comes on stage, and it would also be awesome to have direct links from Google. You know what I mean? Just if you can, the more you can do, and then I think obviously that comes with budget, knowledge, what you're trying to do, how much you care about it, how much you're trying to promote. You'll see your return, and then you just got to be passionate about it.
All right, you guys. Well, this has been very interesting, and I'm glad we got to talk about some other things besides just comedy that we can promote online. For our listeners, again, just give a shout out of where they can find you online if they want to check out you.
So my blinds business is actually elitewindowcoverings.net, and then you can find me on Instagram at anthony.waters_.
Cool. What about you, Forrest? Where can people find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Forrest, 2 R's and a Z _vibes.
All right. I'm at Wild Joe Comedy on a lot of things, Twitter and Facebook, Wild Joe Comedy. What about you, GT?
GTsComedyJam.com, GTsComedyJam.com. gtjam.com, and also my music website, gtmusic.net.
Hey, ladies, you want some hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com for everyday great deals on cute and sexy outfits, clubwear, mini dresses, leggings, sexy lingerie. And guys, feel free to stop by too and find something hot for the girl of your dreams. That's everydaysweetheart.com. And for 10% off, use the friend code TAKE10. That's TAKE10. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We got views from a 16-year-old who's on Instagram promoting himself, and then we had someone who's promoting his business, and then you had views from me, and I'm involved both online and on radio. And we got Wild Joe, who she does mostly online promotions. And right now we're going to have a little bit of comedy, and here we go.
Hey, Dive Bar comedy fans. I'm Wild Joe. We are back. I'm here with GT.
Hey, what's up, Wild Joe? How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm enjoying this place, Schoonerville. We got a lot of TV, loud TV if anybody happens to hear it. Some football going on.
College football. We got Northwestern playing against Ohio State. Northwestern is behind by 10 points.
Who cares? They look just like the NFL to me. But that's good. Wow, they're really putting the college people out just like they're real players. So we're here with a very funny comic we have coming up later tonight named Eugene Mo. What's up, Eugene?
Hey. I'm boycotting football. Well, not college. So I'm enjoying that the college is on all the television. We got college football. I love it. I miss watching the NFL, but fuck the owners. They can all fuck them. I'm just saying fuck them. But good.
Yeah, I'd fuck them. They're probably rich.
They're a lot of money. But fuck the NFL. And until the owners aren't the racist pricks that they are, I'm going to watch children play football. I mean, of course, it's a little creepy watching a 50-year-old guy smoking weed and drinking through the fence. But, hey, I got to watch my football.
What's the Pee Wee League? So Eugene is into the Pee Wee League.
Seems like you're discriminating against the X, Mo. Well, the X is silent. What's up with that?
So, by the way, Eugene has a lot of letters in his last name. Mo. It's spelled M-E-A-U-X. Many letters. How do you explain this?
All right. Absolutely no explanation. I was born into it. I know it's on my dad's side, and I think like somewhere along somebody screwed some French woman or a Creole. That's all I can think of. Or, yeah, I don't know. I get a lot of shit from it because it's pronounced M-O-E. But it's M-E-A-U-X, it's French. But that's all I know, and I don't know any French either.
It's like beautiful, B-E-A-U.
Oh, yeah, but it's M-E-A-U-X.
Yeah, but same idea.
Are you from the South?
No, I'm from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago. And I think I got family, I know I got family in Mississippi. Down that way, yeah.
I like your voice, Mo. Do you ever do anything, ever consider doing anything like radio?
Well, if you did any research on me, I did voiceovers, radio. I've been on a lot of television shows.
Man, I have a good ear.
I'm just saying. But no, I've done voiceover. I'm working on a voiceover right now. Working on an animation, me headlining it. But yeah, I've done voiceover. I've gotten a lot of compliments on my rough voice. I'm almost for sure it's from my dad punching me in the throat when I was a kid because I talked too fucking much. But then, hey, that's why I'm a comedian.
Well, that's not very nice to punch your kid in the throat. But I could see the feeling. Sometimes you do want to punch a kid in the throat because they talk too much. Sometimes I want to punch an adult in the throat because they talk too much.
I've never been punched in the throat. Have you?
Welcome. I've been more welcome. I've been punched so many times I know exactly how to do it without hurting you.
That's good to know. That's like S&M. Like they're like, oh, you spank their ass, but don't spank their kidneys.
Well, I've been punched in the throat, and I've learned to shut up. Not ever shut me up. I just learned to shut up.
It's like one of those bark collars they put on a dog. It's supposed to shut them up.
Right.
Exactly. They end up with just a rough voice. That's what happens. They end up with a rough voice.
I think you've tried punching me in the throat a few times.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you won't forget. But yeah, I think my voice was really high at one time. I think I like, like really high, but I think the punching in the face from my dad. Now, don't get me wrong, my dad, he loved me. I mean, like, he loved punching me.
So tell us about you. You perform around town?
You know, I, I'm not from this Hollywood scene, but I'm on stage every night somewhere. At some clubs, sometimes 3 nights a week. But this is the most saturated comedy scene I've ever seen in my life. You know, but I mean, when I say saturation, I mean like way too many comics. And there's a lot of comedy rooms too, but I appreciate every person, comedian, whoever, that opens up a room and gives us a place to talk shit and work on our craft and our act. You know what I mean? But I really think there's like too many. But I'll hit as many as they have.
Well, because people come to LA from everywhere, so they're not just LA comics. They're everybody's comics that come to LA.
But you want to become an LA comic. I mean, I'm originally from Minnesota. I started in Minnesota and I toured for like 17 years. But if I was a LA comic touring for 17 years, be a bigger, more zeros behind.
Yeah, but if you were an LA comic, you'd probably be doing open mics for 17 years because with those thousands and thousands of comics, it's hard to get ahead of everybody else. It's like a click.
Well, no, check it out. The problem with that is, I get the click. But the problem is that the situation in this town with these bars and lounges doing all these comedy shows, there's not enough people that they take the time to try to reach to come to the show. So with that being said and fucked up the way I said it, all they have is comedians showing up at the shows. So when you got a bunch of people waiting around to talk, you know what I mean? Not waiting around to listen, but waiting around to talk, it's hard to work on your craft. You got to be in front of people that come to watch the show, not come to talk. And that's the difficult part about advancing in this scene in LA. So I get what you're saying about, yeah, you've spent 17 years in these lounges and bars. That's correct. Because there's no way to work on your craft. There's no way to work on your act. You can't work on your act with a bunch of comedians looking at you. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you make a bunch of comedians laugh, who gives a fuck? I'm just saying. What you need is a real audience there to work on your act. I'm done.
That's true. In LA, also same thing in the music scene, whatever. Everybody's either a musician, an actor, a comic. Nobody wants to come out. You ask your friends to come see your show. They're like, you come see my show. Nobody wants to come out and see you perform. They've all got their own shit going on, and they all think they're famous in their own little mind. And there's not a lot of fans here. There's just a lot of performers.
Well, that's what Hollywood is. It's your opportunity. You know, it's a break. I like Hollywood. I live in Hollywood. But I'm a comedian, and I like the comedy scene. But it's just really, it's uninspiring. But if you take serious what you do like I do, it's a passion for me. 2's company, 3's a gig. You know what I'm saying? So they could have a bunch of stages and be no people. I'm there to make it happen. I bring my A game.
Good attitude. Good attitude.
So have you ever toured before?
I was on tour for 17 years. And this is the thing about me touring, that it's old school. They don't do it no more. When I first started doing comedy, there were not bars and lounges everywhere booking comedy or open mics. Comedy was just in the established comedy clubs. So when I started, I hung out at the clubs, clean tables, seated people at the door to get stage time. And when we got stage time, the people that were touring through the clubs, because there were established comedy clubs on the tour, they would pick us up and take us on the road with them. So it wasn't like I really got the opportunity to actually develop an act. I got on the road long before I had an act, and they helped me out in the process.
Well, they have comedy clubs. You know, that's like the higher level. I guess the more serious comedy goes on at the comedy clubs. But then, we got these dive bars too, and everybody needs live entertainment. So.
Eugene, we got to wrap this up. We'll move on to the next comic. Give us your social media, and we can move on.
Okay, my social media is, I don't have any. I mean, like, I do, but I don't, because, I'm not really into that kind of shit. But check this out. My name is Eugene Moe, EUGENE EUGENEMEAUX. Just Google me. Thank you.
All righty. Look forward to hearing your set. Thanks a lot.
All right, you guys ready for the next comedian? Yeah. That's right. Never applause for Denise Wilson. That's right. We got a gentleman coming up to the stage. Chi-Town born, Minnesota raised, in LA living. He got a show that's coming up on these Wednesdays at a certain spot, but I'm so drunk I forgot that it's hot to say it right. So we're gonna let him tell you when he comes to the stage. Put your hands together and show some love for Eugene Boy.
Right on. Hey, yo, keep it going for your host, man. He's bringing the energy to this room like no tomorrow. Yeah, all right. And like, there's only 3 other black people in this room, so y'all, I may say some shit that may get us into a little trouble. So just learn, when I start running, start following me. Because I don't fuck around. No, I'm just kidding. Is everybody here drinking? Everybody here fucking drinking? All right, yeah, drink, Look, you guys, drink as much as you can. No, seriously, drink as much as you can. Drink till you you feel like this. That was to go down that wheel. Okay, all right. All I'm saying is, drink as much as you can. And look, if that happens, throw the fuck up. I mean, like, throw up all over yourself. No, really. Trust me, throw up all over yourself. We'll get the bartender, the booker here, we will clean you the fuck up. And get you another fucking drink. You understand what I'm saying? Because the more y'all drink, the chance of us having another show is excellent. Drink up. And look, let me just say a few things about me, a little bit about me. I'm fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a child, I was diagnosed with ADHD, EFG, HIJ, elemental P. Let me tell you something, y'all. That fucking nigga up. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of issues. I don't even know half my issues. I don't know them until they happen. You know what I'm saying? Like flying. I can't fly. But I try. You know, and this is what really scares me about flying, right? It's the people who fly the plane. To me, they sound like they on drugs or something. Something. Because the way they sound when they talk to you over the microphone, right? It sounds like this.
You guys begin. We'll be flying really high. We'll be traveling really fast. Enjoy the trip.
Now that's my anxiety talking. That's just my anxiety talking. You know, that ain't the fuck what they're saying. You know? But what really scares me the most, besides the people, because once I'm on, I'm good. Like once I get on, I get in that little corner, get me a window where I can look out, know there's more space. You know what I'm saying? I still get scared that we're going to die. I mean, because that's the only thing you can think of. Like, it ain't like you're going to crash and you're going to lose a leg. You're like, man, you know what? I can handle that. You know what I'm saying? A leg? I can handle a leg. That ain't fucking nothing. Shit, nigga, bitch, I got you. But you die is what you think, right? But my anxiety's taking me one step a little further. All right, when you get on the plane, they tell you what to do in case of a plane emergency. Because, you know, liability reasons, whatever. But they end this little thing with, you know, bend over and put your head between your legs. No, that's not how they say it. But that's how I feel it. Bend over and put your head between your legs. You know, and all I'm thinking, I don't want to be found dead with my dick in my mouth. I just don't want to. I mean, 'cause let's be honest, y'all. Well, not women, because y'all have a dick. But when guys get excited, our dick get hard. I mean, real hard. I just don't want to be found that way. And how would my mother handle that shit? Come on. So, oh, that's his reason for moving to Hollywood? You know what I'm saying? All right. But I made it through the flight. We didn't crash. You know, and then the captains came back on. Woo! This is your Captain Bill speaking. We're sorry about the slight turbulence, but Bob passed me a joint and burnt my fingers and fell between my legs and burnt my balls. Fire's out now thanks to the rum and coke.
Great job, dog. Another round of applause for Eugene Lowe. Hey, Eugene, wait. Where's your event again, Eugene? You didn't get to say, well, I messed up the event. What's the event?
Oh, it's the Primetime Pub on Wednesdays, 9 to 11.
The Primetime Pub on Wednesdays, 9 to 11.
In Hollywood.
In Hollywood, guys. So, veteran, he's going to have some great talent at his show. Probably better than you see in here tonight. Shit, while you're fucking around Primetime Pub on Wednesdays, get you a bag of cocaine. Get out there. All right. Oh, come on. You guys from LA too soon? All right. I'm sorry. I'm from Philly, you know what I'm saying? Now, did you guys know, I'm going to tell you guys a secret about black people. Black people from the East Coast to big major cities, we are fucking scared of cocaine. All right? Like, I'm fucking scared. Because in the 80s and 90s, when crack hit real hard, every black person back east has a crackhead in the family. And man, when they show up at the house, it's like Santa Claus walked in your house in the daytime. Oh my fucking God. They're like, oh shit, it's going down. He gonna drop some shit, he's gonna take some shit. What's going on? Watch it. Keep an eye on that motherfucker. Keep an eye. You know they're gonna steal some shit. There's gonna be some arguing. There's gonna be some confusion. Some food, cookies and milk won't get ate. That's not approved. Oh man, all kind of shit. So back east, everybody, total fear. Total fear. So then I moved to LA. Number one, y'all need to get some self-control. I'm ashamed of Mexicans, by the way. They can't drink more than 2 beers without staying up all night. I'm just that serious. Find a 40-year-old Mexican tell me that's a lie. I'm telling you, 2 beers. 2 beers. They trick you. They trick you. Mexicans are sneaky motherfuckers. This is how they get in the country. They so sneaky. They tell you, yo, hey fool. You want to go drink a beer, man? Just one. Just one, fool. One, fool. I'm like, oh, yeah, we just got off work. No problem. No beer, no problem, Carlos. Mr. Villegas. No problem. Next thing you know, I drink that one beer. I got to work in the morning. Carlos don't care. So he's like, oh, now once you get that one beer, hey, fool, I'll buy you another beer, fool. I'm like, all right, cool, all right, let me get another one. Fuck it, I'm already drunk. It's free, I'm black. I like free shit. Welfare, that's how we do, right? Love that shit. I drink the second beer. The next thing you know, it's 6 a.m. and the sun's coming up, and I got to be to work in 2 hours. That's fucking California. Round of applause for California. Round of applause for yourselves. Once again, we're at the Shooterville Bar and Grill.
Hey guys, you need a party tent, you need a commercial tent, you need a tent because you have no garage? Well, log on to webtentsale.com, WEBTENTSALE.com, and check out our site. This site is designed for commercial tents, party tents, and anything but camping tents. So if you need a tent because you have a party and you need to buy it instead of renting it all the time, you're tired of throwing your money down the drain, well, go to our website, webtentsale.com, and check it out and order your tent right now. Hey, how you doing, Wayne Roberts?
How are you?
Glad you showed up today.
I can finally sit. I tweaked my back pretty good a couple weeks ago.
So, what's going on with comedy, man? What do you got going on?
Right now, I got this show tonight. I've got Flappers later on in the month. and then a lot of masturbation.
When you playing at Flappers? When you performing at Flappers?
Oh, when are you masturbating?
Sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a day.
But not at Flappers. I mean, those bathrooms, they look pretty clean.
They look clean, but they still kind of, there's still an aroma that gives me a soft on.
Yeah, it's not a turn on. The aroma at Flappers bathroom is not a turn on for masturbation. I've never been able to even think about masturbating when I was there.
What am I doing? I think the 26th. Did you ask me when it was? Yeah, the 26th.
Oh, cool. Main room. Big crowds.
On the 26th of December, probably not. There's going to be a lot of people out of town and stuff, but do what we can.
Who books you at the Flappers?
I believe it's Barbara Holiday.
She hits you up on email, or calls you, or what does she do?
It's emails.
Oh, that's cool, Barbara. That's like that. You're getting a call straight from Barbara. That's awesome.
I guess. I'm not that great at making relationships.
GT has a theory that everybody that gets booked at Flappers is having sex with Crystal.
Crystal Cherie? Is that who you mean? Everybody's having sex with. Is that why she left?
Oh, I don't know, but I thought it was a funny theory, just picturing her having sex with all the comics.
As far as no. She told me on Twitter. I've been friends with her. I didn't fuck her, but we are cordial, and she told me that she left there.
I think it's a very funny theory, but I don't think it's true at all.
I was just guessing.
I haven't been laid in forever. I can't remember the last time I got laid.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think many people, even if they hadn't been laid in a long time, I don't know if they would go to Crystal.
Why are we picking on Crystal? Why don't we pick on me?
I'm sorry. I just think it's so funny because it's GT's funny theory.
Why you always bring that up? Why would you bring that up all the time? It's stupid.
It's just funny. I don't know. Sorry. I just have the visual of everybody fucking Crystal, and I just think it's really funny.
Maybe that's why she split. Maybe she heard about that and got a little bent out of shape. I don't know. Maybe she's plotting her revenge.
Maybe she's been out of shape from having sex with all those weird comics.
Let's just jump the subject. Let's just talk about something else.
GT, you should take back your theory.
Okay, I take back. I'm sorry, Crystal.
Okay. Anyway, we're moving on. Let's get serious here. Back to masturbation and comedy. So I'm assuming you're a clean comic.
I try, but no. Some of my stuff is a little on the filthy side.
GT tries to be a clean comic.
I'm trying very, very hard, and it doesn't really work.
Sorry to hear that. I haven't really tried. I do write some clean jokes that they're not that funny.
Oh, I have some of those myself. But no, yeah. What I do talk about, I wouldn't say. I keep it as clean as possible, I guess. You know, you do what you can with fisting.
Yeah, keeping it clean. That's all what we're about at the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. We just lost GT. He ran away for some reason. Anyway,
Is it my BO?
I don't think anybody can smell your BO. You're wearing a leather jacket. I can see. You're wearing a denim shirt and another shirt and maybe even more shirts. I don't know. So I don't think you don't even have to bathe with that much clothes.
Well, good, because I didn't.
All right. So here's GT.
So, Wayne, man, we can't start the comedy show until this game is over. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. That's the thing about performing at sports clubs and dive bars. Like, that's what we do. That's our little niche. That's our brand, performing at dive bars. And, that's a little thing. So, are you excited about what you got going on as far as you getting booked at Flappers? You excited about about your comedy? Are you pumped up about certain things that you got? Hey, I got something going on.
I actually try to not get pumped up because that's when shit goes bad. The more calm I stay, the more relaxed. Trying to go with the flow, as stupid as it sounds. But weed helps. So But I mean, I get excited. I mean, I love making people laugh. But I also love expecting a laugh and not getting it. The looks on people's faces, they stay with you. I think there's a lot of people that are autistic in this world, and they need comedy, and they all come to dive bars.
So tell me, but do you drive or you ride a motorcycle?
No, I've got rid of my truck earlier this year. I Uber everywhere.
Oh, smart. That's what everybody's doing nowadays. They're Ubering everywhere.
He's just being prejudiced against you because of the black leather jacket, thinking you're a motorcycle rider.
Oh, I do ride, but I don't have a bike at the moment.
All right, you have a very positive attitude, Wayne. I can't wait to hear your stuff. Where can people find you online?
Wayne Roberts 811 on Twitter.
All righty.
All righty. Thanks, Wayne Roberts.
Thank you.
All right, we're going right into the next comedian. Keep it going. Put your hands together. Show some love for the Wayne Roberts.
Give it up for the guy who's stuck on 11. Welcome to No Fucking Self-Awareness Night. Holy shit! Hey, guys. Wrestling fans? No. No wrestling fans? Any wrestling fans here? Yeah. Jake the Snake Roberts? Love him. Yeah, absolutely no relation. Oh my god. What's next? Why am I still fucking here? Why is my Uber not here yet? Holy shit, this is so fucking stupid. I can't believe it. I should have worn my Wayne's World hat. You know Dave Roberts has been the manager of the Dodgers for 3 years and not one fucking person has asked me if we're related? LA is so fucking racist. He doesn't believe me. What's next? Julia Roberts jokes? No, I don't have any except for ick. Or it's anger time. I'm getting to look like Jesus a lot lately. I love that. I love it because it makes sense on a lot of levels. Like a lot of people think Jesus was actually a mushroom. That's true, you can look it up later. And a lot of people think I'm a dick. Mushrooms look like dicks. I love science. But you guys weren't aware that 47 years ago, Kenny Loggins and Chuck Norris played a lot of bareback leapfrog and then I oozed out. Just so you know, Kenny's a great mom. I don't look it, but when I was born, I wrecked that man's vagina. But that's what gave him the beautiful voice that you all know and love, so I'm all right. Sir, that was a Kenny Loggins song. In the danger zone.
I'm all right.
Now we better start worrying. When my hair was a little shorter, people said I looked like John Wick. It's embarrassing. I couldn't kick my own ass, and I don't like guns. They're too heavy. What I'm trying to say is Chuck is a horrible fucking dad. You guys already forget that Chuck's my dad? Woo! Killing. This room is just on fire. Fire. What have I got next? All right. First time I fisted someone, she was a cow. I'm not being a dick. I mean, she could have done Eat More Chicken graffiti, an actual cow. Working on a farm, you get really dirty. I learned firsthand. Oh, I love the silence. My boss said that when they're constipated, it's better to scrape it out than to give them medicine. And a lot more fun. He was right. So being Jesus and all, I'm single, been single for a while, can't do the bumble. fucking Bumble drives me nuts. You know when you open the app to sign in and there's that little video of the girl getting flowers that looks exactly like my ex-wife? And I feel like I was cheating. Again. What do you think, sweetie? Aren't we killing it here? That's what I wanted right there. All right. You ever find yourself sitting all comfortable at the window, staring out at the beauty of nature and life and thinking, how did I end up in the psych ward? Again. And why am I comfortable? All right, thank you guys for letting me prove I should be confined to my apartment. Take care of that little Tracy lady over there, and everybody, just go fuck yourself. It's Saturday.
Saturday! Another round of applause for Wayne Roberts, everybody. Yeah.
Attention all drinkers. Attention all drinkers. Do you like a smooth tasting vodka that goes down with no burn? How about Global Vodka, straight from Italy? Check it out. You can find it at global-vodka.com. Not only does it have a smooth, great taste, it also is gluten-free and organic for you health nuts. So try Global Vodka. You can find it at global-vodka.com, or next time you're in LA, check it out at Universal Bar and Grill. So there's our show, people. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you tune in next week for more comedy, live shows, and interviews at the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. And also check us out live. We have 2 shows coming up, January 24th and 30th, both in LA. You can find out more details on the GT's Comedy Jam Facebook page, or check us out, divebarcomedy.com.